All right, Reggie, I know we're between taping sessions, but I noticed on TMZ and on Instagram, it's kind of going around that Daz was on this podcast. And I know we talked about this a long time ago, and you kind of told the story about what really happened. But Daz is doubling down on his story, claiming that he strong armed Suge into like $23 million or something. Did you see this? Can you talk about that?
Well, I think it's 2.5 million, but
2.5. Sorry.
no, but that's Dash. Yo, man, y'all ain't learned Dash yet, but Dash done body slammed me, but Dash done body slammed sure. Dash just exaggerate. Dash get caught up into the he just get caught up into the time or the emotion or into the conversation. And this a funny guy, a real funny guy. Dash, he kind of told a little bit of a truth about the incident at the office. Where, and I told y'all this before for the old bomb first listeners that used to listen to our 20 to 20-hour live streams. Y'all know that I mentioned this before on one of them, where Daz did uh, chase Roy, this Suge Knight assistant, weighed about 100 pounds, 150 pounds if that. I don't even think Roy weighed 150 pounds. But a little small guy around the office with a screwdriver. He came in the office, him and I think Rupp was with him, or one of his dad's little young homeboys. And this was like when we was in the 9171 building, and we didn't have security there. That was before we went and got the building that we eventually, our last headquarters, and not when we was over there with Interscope. We was in between. Larry Flynn owned it, and anyway, uh, and he chased Roy around the office with a screwdriver. But uh, but that was mainly because he found out that they were, not working his album anymore, the Dog Pound album, which I told y'all got put on hiatus after him and mainly because Pac came home and Pac was starting to hit home runs. Or was about to hit home runs, and Suge got mad at him. They got disrespectful with Sharitha on the road. So he's telling the truth. That party's telling the truth about Roy. Matter of fact, I ended up having to start putting security at the office because the ones that were supposed to be at the office that I forget why they got in trouble because they wasn't there. Because he used to have homeboys up at the office that had jobs. I think Hen Dog was supposed to be in there because he worked with the art department, but he was also the muscles around the office and somebody else. I don't want to call off names because I'm not sure if Big Jake was still alive. If Big Jake, usually Big Jake would be at the office. Those were the two that was always at the office. Um, but yeah, to get to the question, y'all hear the audio?
What's the biggest check that you've received?
Like 2.3 from Suge Knight. I had to go in there and strong arm Suge and them to get the money. I had everybody in their office, nigga, hemmed up against the wall, nigga. We on mushrooms.
Are you?
And the motherfucker lit.
Wait.
Nigga in the corner laughing like that, nigga. I felt a little something, nigga. I ran. Had a big ass motherfucking diesel screwdriver. You know them big long diesel screwdrivers?
Yeah.
And then Suge walked in the office, and the way his eyes was looking like, see what he was gonna do something to me. Like this.
Sugar, big
Like,
old.
nigga, if you tell him, I'm gonna stick you.
Yeah. Oh.
He's like, hold on, Dad.
Hold on. Let me go get
Go in the office. And I walked out of that nigga with 2.5.
All right, y'all. So Daz is saying he's strong on and made sure give up $2.5 million. Y'all heard Snoop Dogg on recent interviews say he ain't never got a check from Death Row for $1 million. But Suge cut Daz a check during that time in '95 for $2.5 million. Out of fear. if he probably got a check that day or after that for $25,000, I'll be surprised because that's how Suge was. Suge will put band-aids on anything. You ask for something, you act the fool, just like Mom James said you. Ali used to call up there and act the fool. He'd give you something. He'd make it go away if he's still messing with you. Now, if he had decided not to mess with you no more, Oh well. But he was still messing with Daz. So Daz probably was crying, whining about something, and he got a check probably for about 25,000. I don't even know that. But I know Jazz ain't got no check for no $2.5 million because I was sitting there with Suge when the office called and told us we was out of town in New York, to be honest, and that Daz came up to the office tripping. And so that's when Suge looked at me and said, Reg, we got to start putting security at the office. So if y'all believe that Daz got a check from Suge Knight for $2.5 million, definitely after he pushed up on him and strong armed him. Okay. Okay. It's the funniest shit I ever heard. But okay. But so Dad's got a bigger check than Snoop Dogg, y'all? Y'all believe that? I wish John could play my favorite song, Who Was My Kid, but he ain't gonna play it. Why you always lying? I'm lying. Bob first. Peace.